Talk about urban renewal for a small city and a small church.
Oh, in what sense? I wish I mean, I'm just guessing what you mean. I mean, what does urban renewal look like? It means there's a wholeness, that shalom is brought back in. So where the people who live in an urban context are finding peace with God, peace with others, as you said, peace with themselves. So they're not addicted and following all kinds of idols. But then there's also peace with the landscape we live in, and that means urban renewal of the built environment as well, and rebuilding structures and changing the world that we live in.
I'll give an example, too. I just talked to one of our church planners, Jason Moore. I don't know where you are, but he's out in Wentzville, if you guys are familiar with that. And they're wrestling with a building purchase because there's no gathering place for the people to just have community. It's all built around some activity like the ball fields or whatever. And they're saying, well, what would it look like for us to have almost like a community center there? So not that it's always structural, but that was an interesting idea. Okay.
Yeah, one more thought on that. A friend of mine, Jonathan Bradford's in Grand Rapids, and they have a ministry where they rebuild houses, and they've done in the last 20 years a couple 200 houses where they've gone in and redone the houses, and then they sell them to people who live in the neighborhood, and they do it in a way where they train the people really in finances and how to work hard and all that. And when we went through this last economic downturn, and where people were foreclosing all over the country, out of the 200 people, they had 2 or 3 people who had to foreclose out of that. I mean, they're just remarkable. And these are the lower middle class, on the economic scale. But what's amazing about what they've done is they haven't just gone in and redone buildings so that they're kind of generic. They've gone in and maybe it might have cost an extra $5,000 or $10,000, but they've made these homes beautiful. They've added a porch, they've added shutters, they've done the paint different, so that they created a beauty. And what they've discovered, what they found out, is that when they go in and redo a house, it transforms that neighborhood, because the neighbors on each side then look at that beautiful house and say, my house is a dump, and they start working on their house, and before you know it, it's a cascading effect around the city, and there's almost a new pride in a good way that comes back to the city. And that's the kind of thing that Christians should be involved in, is building homes, building the built environment in a way that brings community and brings shalom to the city.
Yeah, and if you talk to any missionaries that live overseas, when they go and people become Christians, Christianity changes how culture is done. Mm-hmm. And so all we're saying is the same thing. Like that is what happens when people act Christianly. It's going to affect architecture, it's going to affect music, it's going to affect art, it's going to affect politics, and it's the issue versus what we've been is this control. Everything's through politics, everything's through morality. I mean, that doesn't work anymore. I don't know that it is going to work. Do we need to cry out for those issues? Absolutely. But what is the covert way to get there? Right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, thank you. You're awesome, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
It's great.